doing today? We got Polar Bear in the chat. I see him. George, Crocs, and Heather G, my lovely mods. How are you all doing? So today I thought we would kind of take a slight break from Face of the Rainforest. We worked on it the last few streams that we were in Roger Williams Park, and we're definitely making progress on it. But I was finally just dropped a new update from my good buddy Haribo, and oh my god, what the hell? Like, I I was expecting it to be pretty good. I didn't expect it to be this good, to where, which, I'm kind of curious what everyone in the chat is thinking. The individual stones on, like, this kind of, like, mosaic pattern are. Hello, Flip-Flops, welcome to the stream. Because, honestly, like, I had no idea at first. I was like, I don't know, did they temple pieces or primitives? I don't think anyone's going to ever be able to, figure out what it is. But like I said, I'll let you guys, like, have some guesses and stuff. But it's honestly crazy. And then custom siding on everything. Each of these is an individual piece. And I believe in totality the entire thing is about 20,000 pieces. So it's nuts. What's up, Estan? Welcome to the stream. Yeah. So Haribo is just a mad lad. Like I said, if it wasn't for like people like Drac, Haribo, Shenanigan, Wiser, I wouldn't have been able to do like half the stuff that this park has. But like this building's looking gorgeous. But yeah, I guess I'll reveal the secret. So each of these stone pieces is made out of L-shape, I believe, Noto font. So yeah, the 3D Noto font L pieces. He built the each individual brick out of these pieces, and so it's definitely a little laggy. I have my settings on low just to showcase this and stuff. But yeah, they're all L pieces, which is just insane to me. But yeah, honestly, I think the building came out gorgeous. I did add a couple of little tweaks that he didn't have. So the actual building has like these little like bird decals and stuff in the windows, kind of like the zebra and cheetah exhibits and stuff. So I threw in the bird decals. I added some lights in different spots, and then the building he sent me was obviously like flat on the ground, but in real life it's elevated. So I just kind of extended the building to kind of showcase what we're going to be working on today, which is sort of the backstage areas of the administration building. So this is going to be where all the different offices are, where people park their cars, or the employees park their cars, I should say. And just some other stuff like that. What's up? I love your zoos. Welcome to the stream. So yeah, so like I said, I'm just gonna take a slight break from what we've been working on with Face of the Rainforest, and just kind of round out like the outside of the zoo, because I know for a while we were kind of working on like this half of the zoo and the middle section and stuff. And so I didn't get to work on many like backstage buildings and stuff that some of the staff has. But, it's because, unlike most zoos, because I know a lot of zoos have their backstage areas, like, kind of all over the zoo, and Roger Williams has a couple of smaller ones throughout. Like, obviously, there is the Binturongs have a small backstage building, and the Wallabies have a small backstage area, so do the Gibbons and stuff over here. This is the old Polar Bear backstage area. But for the most part, most of the actual backstage areas are over here. It's just a big strip. What's up, Totter? Welcome to the stream. So if I pull up my map of the zoo, as you can see, this is what Roger Williams does. They just have a long strip of a bunch of basically identical buildings, so we're going to be able to get away with just copying and pasting, luckily. All throughout this backside. So, here's the main administration building. If we zoom in a little bit, I know it's going to be a little bit hard to see just because, it's kind of a blurry top-down image. But you can see that, like, you know, a lot of staff has their cars back here, and there's just one connecting road that basically is the entire stretch of the zoo. So it goes all the way from over where the cheetah habitat is, and then it's one big road, passes the elephants, here's the administration building, connects here, and then all the way down to Face of the Rainforest. So it's literally just one long strip that goes all the way. So what we are going to be working on is kind of this section. So it's just these kind of smaller buildings and stuff in the background, and then kind of working on some of the details. Now, luckily, I have a slightly 3D view to work with because, like I said, these are backstage buildings. So normally, you really aren't able to see what they look like. But thanks to this, I am able to vaguely make out what it looks like. It kind of looks like a strip mall. Like that's probably the best way to describe what we're going to be making is a strip mall. So, I mean, without further ado, let's just kind of get started, I guess. So, all of these buildings, I believe, are made out of just brick. Because these are very, very old buildings. They were probably conceived back in, like, 60s or 70s, maybe even the 90s. Like, maybe at latest the 90s, but they've definitely been here longer than 30 years. So, you know... they kind of went with the old classic zoo look. So these aren't very modern looking buildings or anything. All the modern elements are going to be kind of in the, what's it called? Kind of like Face of the Rainforest style buildings and stuff that are newer. Let me turn the music down just a little bit. It's kind of obnoxious for me. So, do you know when the Thylacine is coming out? I don't, Totter, because unfortunately, Jesse hasn't really been responding to comments about Planet Zoo custom animals, but I guess I could show this off before we get into it, because I know people like to see my mod updates before the, you know, I really jump into the builds of the stream. So, oh, what's up, Silverfire? We just got the whole mod squad here, and also Leaf, what's up? No audio because I'm at a meeting right now, but the building looks sick. Love the bird safe glass. Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. Like, I'm really happy with how it turned out. This is the only thing I hate about Planet Zoo when it comes to laggy builds, though, is, like, literally just opening and closing different tabs is, like, more laggy than the actual building process. Like, if you're in the mode of building, it doesn't matter, but, it does get laggy. So, what I can show off is if we go to animal trading, we can just look at some different animals. So, give me a sec. So, we have aardvarks, African buffalo, African elephant, yada yada yada, African wild dog, Aldebro, American bison, Arctic wolf, Bactrian camel, Beard's tapir, Bengal tiger, black rhino, black wildebeest, bung. Oh, wait, what's this? Oh, yeah, we have black rhinos. So, before anyone, gets really excited, these aren't technically a new animal yet. This is just the full replacement version of the black rhino, but these are a totally new animal, or well, a full replacement. So, unfortunately, if I scroll down, my Indian rhinos would be missing. But very, very soon, once Jesse gets the thing, you know, up and running, if I scroll down to the Indian rhinos, there's so many animals in this game. Indian elephant, Indian peafowl, it just skips to jaguar. Because where the Indian rhino would be is now the black rhino. But if you actually look, the black rhinos now have, where is it? Black rhinos. They have custom icons, they have African names, they have, if we go to their Zoopedia, it's still a work in progress. I'm still working on it. But if we go to Black Rhino in the Zoopedia, still is the Indian Rhino here. And some of the text is a little bit off. But, like, if you look here, like, you know, I changed some of the fun facts. Like, you know, oh, black rhinos get their name as a mistranslation of their close relatives to Africa. The white rhino, blah, blah, blah. Then you have species data. If we go to natural habitat, it's change to, say, continent, Africa, grassland and temperate, Namibia, Kenya, South Africa. I have to change some of the graphics and stuff, but this is all going to come around and stuff. And so this is a work in progress, but functionally, population in the wild 5,000. Everything is pretty much all set. So I have the male, female, and baby all working. And then, like I said, I have, you know, if you go into habitat, you can type in black rhino, and then it comes up. You know, it has no issue. Black rhino, it'll tell you, like, oh, these are all suitable for the black rhino. And like I said, they accept Africa as a, you know, African props and foliage and stuff, if you wanted to play with welfare on. So that is just all something to take into consideration. They're no longer really impacted by, oh no, like, you know, you needed bamboo because it's Asia or whatever. They don't care about that anymore. So let's see, what do we got? Let me catch up with the chat. Dude, the icons came out looking sick. Look at how professional they look. Yeah, thank you, Leaf. I think they did turn out pretty good. There's still a couple of things I wanted to change. I'm in the process of working on kind of updating the mail a little bit. That's a little bit of an issue. What do we got? Damn, you future-proof the shit out of him. Yeah, exactly. Like, I really tried to make it so that it's about as close as possible, so that once we get the proper things in place, the custom animals, which I just want Jesse to just work on it. Like, I literally made this whole mod so that if he was lazy and didn't even want to do the thylacine, it's at least an animal that we all want. The quality's pretty good, and, you know, it's all done for him. All he has to do is just the hexadecimal swapping and stuff, and the naming and stuff. Which, by the way, if anyone ever wanted to do full replacement mods of stats, thing that I didn't realize, it's super easy to edit the actual text of the game. So, as an example, if you wanted to change the name of any prop or something, it's literally a text file. You don't need anything other than Cobra to extract the lock file, and then it opens up, and then it's a text file. And it just has all the information you could possibly need. You just, like, Control F, look up. Let's see, like, as an example, right? Let's say you didn't like the name reindeer or something, or, yeah, reindeer, and you wanted it to be caribou. All you would do is just Control F in the lock file, type in reindeer, and then it's a text file. You just cross out, or, like, delete the word reindeer and replace it with caribou, and then it's a caribou. So, like, it's super easy to do. Other new mods, I don't know if anyone's been seeing. I made a Blue Roan Mustang for a commission of mine. So this is kind of a cool, you know, horse and stuff. I still don't understand this. The whole triangular pattern, I will never get it. But this is where the miniature donkey would go. But right now it's a Mustang. Past that, we have our little goats. Look at these cute guys. I showed those off last week. And then I made a few other mods. I updated the Malayan tapir. That's finally out, as well as the I made a Wyzant mod, because I know, or Vyzant, or, you know, if you want to be European. But I made a Wyzant mod, which, unless you really put it next to an American bison, you can't really tell the difference, but there are differences. It's got a different colorization, there's more curved horns, the head shape's a little different, stuff like that. I tried to convince Lion Rider to get Wreckfest for last night's fun time, but he never got back to... Yeah, I did see that message. I don't know if I would shell out $30 for, like, a truck game. I mean, it looks fun, but definitely not my usual cup of tea. It seems like one of those games that, like, you'd play for, like, a day or two, but then, like, give up and not play again. And usually for, like, $30, that's usually a steep purchase. Because I bought a lot of games like that, and then I just end up regretting them because I just never play them. But, you know, I'm glad everyone seemed to be enjoying it, because yeah, everyone else on Drew's stream last night, I was lurking a little bit, seemed to be having a lot of fun. So let's see. That's Bull's horse right there. So let's see. Okay, so I mean that pretty much takes care of our mod updates for the day. Like I said, unfortunately, if you're not looking for, you know, anything crazy or anything, you would want to, or nothing crazy as far as mod developments have really come out between today and last stream and stuff. But but since Estan's here, I do want to mention he is going to be having Atlas Park, and I guess when he DM'd me, he said he was going to be doing it on a live stream on Saturday. So in 2 days, if you want to check out what Estan's going to work on for Atlas Park, he has some really cool concept art and stuff, and so he's going to be taking care of the Norse area, and so that should be cool. So I'm excited about that. But let's see, what do we got? So now let's kind of work on this a little bit. So if we jump back to our reference, I guess I'll start with the buildings. So the buildings, what on earth is the description? Oh, just if you're talking about the description of the video, it was literally just because Haribo just did an amazing job. So literally that's the only thing. I literally just went like, oh my god, Haribo. But yeah. So let's see. So let's look up brick, because we need our regular brick. There we go. And now to see, because I want to get this pretty close. About as close as I can get it. Now, like I said, I don't want to pretend to know what the inside of these buildings look like. Yeah, Haribo's a math, because he is. Like, it was just insane. Which, like I said, when I eventually do release Roger Williams, make sure you have a beefy computer, because like Haribo's building alone, I'm on low settings right now, and it's a chug machine. But, you know, that's just Roger Williams in general, though, so, you know, it's not really that surprising. But, you know, take that into consideration before you're like, oh boy, let's finally download Roger Williams. So, let's see. So, this is roughly 2 of the buildings. Or, 2 of the little areas. I'm gonna kind of like mark them with, you know, some kind of like reference point for where I need the arches. So let's see. So let's try this out. So roughly, I think I want them here. Which, by the way, I need to see what kind of roofs we have for pitched roofs, because I think I want to use that new aquatic pack roof. Yeah, this one. So, let's see. So, I could use this, but I think I want the higher one. Yeah, so just as a reference point. Because the other thing is I want to get the height right of the building relative. So yeah, that is about right, though. So I can just quickly kind of throw together these. And then this should be interesting, because the buildings aren't super wide or anything. So that's the good news, is I should be able to get away with just something kind of like this. Can I get like a super high-pitched roof, or is that just what I have to use? Because I think I might just want to use smaller corners then. Because this should work. Which I am going to quickly just color these, because I made this mistake on Atlas Park the other day. And I made the I didn't recolor everything correctly, so I just wanted to fix that up and stuff. So let's see if I do this. I don't even know what's going on in the chat right now. I just see a lot of timeouts and stuff. But like I said, I trust Heather and Silver Fox, and stuff. They've been doing, you know, they're definitely the best moderators in the community. So I do appreciate them helping out, because yeah, my chats can get kind of crazy sometimes. But you know, things all work out. I hate anything that has to do with roofing. Yeah, well, because that's a thing that I don't think you and Drew sort of experience it a little bit when you're using concept art, but you guys have the freedom to do like creative liberties and stuff. When it comes to this series in particular, though, I don't get that break. So everything has to be accurate, or else, like, you know, the entire integrity of the series as a whole kind of falls apart. So, you know, normally you could be like, oh, well, you know, maybe the roof is, you know, just a little, it's similar to, you know, this, but, you know, not totally using the Planet Zoo roofing or whatever. Nope, I am a sucker for pain, and I try to go for as close to the real thing as humanly possible. So as an example, right now I'm realizing that, okay, I think I know what I need the building to be one wider, which I think I'm fine with anyway, because that's not super crazy. The nice part about the buildings on the side of the zoo overall is that they're not going to be impacted by anything if I slightly change the proportions. So that is a good thing about this specific area of the zoo. So if I needed to stretch out Face of the Rainforest, it's not going to really impact anything, kind of like what happened with the like Binturong and Barbarossa area and stuff. So that I need to sort of take into consideration. That I have some creative freedom here, but not a ton. Just in the way of proportions. Which I'm glad Haribo also, like, you know, can double check my work and stuff, because, like, I sent him an early draft of what I wanted the administration building proportions to be like, and he's like, yeah, I think you made it too big, and I'm like, oh, really? And he's like, yeah, it should be closer to this, and then he was right. He was totally right. So, like, I'd love to do a accurate recreation with some other, like, people as a collab and stuff. The issue is, like, just the community overall is just way too, global, I guess. Like, you know, like, there's not that many people that would be familiar with, like, any single zoo. Thank you, Julie. I appreciate you very much. Love you as always. And, I hope work isn't too painful today. But, you know, work is work. Totally get that. Which, I will say that I could maybe, if Leaf is willing, since he's a fellow Rhode Islander, if Leaf would like to work on a project with me, be it, you know, the next zoo probably is Southwicks or whatever, let me know. Because if you're interested, Leaf, I am willing to work with you. You're definitely a really good builder, and if I could get someone to help me out with some other New England project or something, that'd be awesome. Damn, you two dating or something? Yeah, we live together, so, you know. You could say, yeah, what are we on? We're on maybe 3.5 years together now. Our first date used to be at, our first date was at Roger Williams, believe it or not. It wasn't technically, like, the zoo portion, but they had a Jack-o'-lantern spectacular, which is basically just a fancy way of saying they had a bunch of pumpkins, you know. But that was technically our first date. So let's see. So I think, okay, so this is interesting. So this roof in particular, I think I want to swap, because even though the roofing that I'm doing over there is kind of that texture, this roof is sort of more of a solid color. So let's try to do something. Only for like 4 years now. Yeah, exactly. So let's see, hold on. Do I want asphalt? Asphalt doesn't really sound right. Let's see. Corrugated metal planks. Not crazy about any of these, to be honest. I want just like a kind of like a nice flat color, but I know there's not too many flexi color options out there. So I think I might be fine with this, the vertical plank roof. I think this is what I'll go with. So let's see. Wait, so what size is this? This is 2 meter. So I need a 2 meter then. So if I get the coloring right on this, I think this is the roof I will use just for this section. And then I think I want it slightly darker, but not by too much. Yeah, like that. That's perfect now. So this is the stupid stuff when it comes to attention to detail. Is I can just identify that it is a slightly different texture roof, but you know, very similar to the other roof, obviously. Even with no sound, this is the most entertaining stream ever. I'll second that. I have to run for it. Thank you, Astan. I appreciate it very much. Thank you for the donation. Which, by the way, when does Drew stream? Because I don't know what he's... I saw that he had a stream scheduled for today, but I assume it's his normal, like, kind of 2 o'clock time frame. But, you know, hopefully, you know, I have a decent amount of people stick around until then. But obviously I'll know that, like, Silver Fox and Heather and stuff will probably jump to his stream. But let's see, what do we got? So if we do this, we got this building. I wish this building, like, these buildings were, like, more interesting to watch, because there's not anything super crazy about them. 2 p.m. Eastern, yeah. Because, yeah, I wish there was something, like, you know, like, else that was, you know, kind of gonna make these buildings stand out. But they're very basic buildings. They're very, you know, kind of run-of-the-mill. Like I said, it's like a strip mall design. It's just a bunch of offices for all of the zookeepers and stuff. And, like, I assume this is where they'd clock in and stuff. Again, I don't know the inner workings of the backstage part of the zoo, but I'm just going to guess that the administration building is obviously where the zoo director is and, you know, some of the higher-ups and stuff. And then I believe these smaller offices are for some of the other zookeepers, like the head elephant keeper, the head big cat keeper, etc. So let's see. So these are going to be closer to this. So if I kind of work this into it, where basically they're... these roofs in particular are closer together. So even though before those were like kind of spread apart, these ones are very close together. So I can literally do this. This is just crazy, like how much of a strip this is. Like I don't know how many there are, but there's definitely quite a bit of offices in this building. I know you hate Barbarossas, but I am the Babawoosa. Oh, you're his Babawoosa. Ugh, that is easily one of the worst pet names ever. I would die if... Ugh. Babawoosa? Ugh. God. That's a Hambo cringe right there. I don't know if any of my members are here or whatever, but that's when you would use Hambo cringe. Actually, I don't even know if I made Hambo cringe one of the emojis you could use. So let's see. So that looks good. So that, and from the top, that is about correct. Yeah, that's actually, pat myself on the back. That's actually correct proportion-wise. So now I can actually start working on the parking lot next to the elephant habitat, the elephant building. So that is gonna be over here. And who knows, maybe if, you know, things go well, I might do a little bit more work on, Faces of the Rainforest and stuff towards the end of this stream. Just to kind of, you know, if people want to see animals and stuff. I know the zoo community is often like, they roll their eyes whenever there's no animals or something in a build, but, you know, this section of the buildings and stuff needed to get done, and so I might as well do it on stream. Plus, I was just really inspired to do them because Haribo did such an amazing job on the main building, so... can we ban people from making horrible puns? I'm the only one that gets to make them. So let's see. Aha! That's interesting. So... I will take that into consideration. That along the backside of this specific building is a little bit of an extra extension to the main strip. So I will try to get that into place. I hate like how laggy like this can be sometimes. I'm just filling in the checkers here just so that I can get the pathing down. Luckily, the actual the path for the zoo is relatively grid-like. Like, there's a lot of straight angles and stuff, so I didn't struggle too much. Thank you, Silver Fox. I appreciate it. Thank you for you know, telling everyone to like, comment, and subscribe. Push that bell or ring that bell, whatever the hell people say. I need to like actually start getting more regular videos out. I've just been enjoying live streaming way too much. So like everyone comes out to my live streams lately and stuff, and I definitely agree with like Drew and Stan and stuff. Like we should have started live streaming long ago. Like if I knew from the get-go, I would have just live streamed this whole series. Because it's just way less stressful if you're just able to live stream. And then when people want, they can just, you know, look back at the episodes when, you know, it's done. So that is all good. So now... Now to get the rest of the bricks in place. Ring that farm bell. Okay. So I need to add all the bricks, which if I can, I'm gonna try to get where the doors are supposed to be. I think the doors are just over. Yeah, I figured that much. All the doors are located right below the actual arches and stuff. So that's an easy fix. Yeah, exactly. Like, I love the interactivity and stuff, and people can be telling me, hey, you're doing a bad job or whatever live instead of, you know, actually I think, you know, whatever. But that is because the other thing is, if people wanted to, right? I just have you can type in Roger Williams Park Zoo on Google, and you could literally just follow along where I am, basically, and just, you know, tell me if I was doing something wrong. If you're like, hey, by the way, I think this needs to be pushed back. Don't forget about, like, you know, there's a heater over here or something. You know, that's always a nice thing about live streams, is that you're able to do that. So if we do this, this is all good. Now, this is what I was talking about. The back side of the building has kind of this little overhang extension. So, and it flattens out. So, this, I think, is where I'm going to use the asphalt. I get why she hates Barbarousas, though, because, yeah, it definitely... Oh, God. Coming out with more puns. Let's see. Where's that wood I had before? The vertical wood. So this goes for a little bit. Okay, actually no. So this little extension I'm doing here extends the entire length of the building. So this covers literally all of this. I think I went one over, yeah. But then there's a portion over here. How many things wide is it? 3? So we do it like that, and then this goes out just a little bit further. I don't think all the way, like not that much further, but enough. So let's just line it up as best we can. And there we go. And then now we can start getting everything. So this is going to be harder. So the back side of the building is a lot harder to see. So I have to take that into consideration. So, and then I don't know, maybe I will do something, some kind of interior or something. I'll have to see about it. But for now, all we're doing is just stretching it the whole length, the whole way. And then we'll add in a couple of doors. So this is a little bit of a creative liberty. I can't really tell. Yeah, I don't know if Crocs is still here or not. I know he was here at the beginning of the stream, but yeah, because I'm sure in like 20 minutes you guys are going to have to leave. So if Crocs can be here to help keep the peace, that'd be great. But if we do this... Oh, messed up a little bit there. And we should be good. There we go. Okay, so what is supporting this little extension is the question. Because it's definitely something, but I can't really tell what. Maybe it is just better if I just literally extend it the whole way. Nope, going for realism. Gotta make it harder on myself. Gotta make it harder on yourself. That's that. If you want to be a content creator, make sure you're making everything as hard as humanly possible. Because you're doing it for the realism. The fans need you to be realistic, Nick. Even if it means making things very, very, very difficult for yourself. But you're doing it anyway. So let's see. Then we can just slot this into place, and there we go. The outer shell is done. So there is a chimney, which I think I'm going to just hijack this from Haribo. Yeah, I'm just gonna hijack this. Because why build my own chimney when Haribo made one for me? So I can just literally just plop it roughly there. And then, aha, so this back side of the building actually has things on both sides. So that's cool. So there we go. So that's what sort of separates these two buildings a little bit, is the one with the more smooth roof doesn't have the pitches, but the one on the right does. So we can just throw in that little chimney now. And sweet. So now, let's see, what do we want to do? Let's add some doors to everything. Oh, thank you, Silverfox. If you're willing to multi-mod, thank you. I do appreciate it. Because that is the good news about Drew streams. For the most part, he gets his usual regulars, so it's not like there's really that many issues that come up on Drew's streams. So that is a nice part about his stuff. Is very rarely are there that many issues. So if I just literally slide that in. And then, where's that animal door? Animal door, where you at? This thing, animal doors. Because even though they consider this an animal door, I just consider it just kind of like a backstage door. Like, kind of like you would just find in, like, a warehouse of any kind. It just reminded, like, when I worked at Target, like, our back room. Like, literally, we just had, like, these things for, like, loading bigger, you know, things. What have you. So, let's see. I think I might want to just quickly make the path just go, you know, so it looks neater over here. And then we can throw in these. Alright. I'm gonna just ask my chat what they think. Should I make... Right next to the zoo is a railroad track for the train in Providence, and then there's I-95, which is the highway. Should I include... Should I build the train track and the highway? Or is that overkill? Would that be too much? Because I know I already kind of outlined even, like, the rest of the, like, Roger Williams Park and stuff. But, like, let me know if that would be overkill if I literally build the highway and stuff. I think it might be. But it would be really cool if I build, like, a whole, like, you know, the highway into Providence and stuff. And then I made, like, a little city skyline in the background. Now, Providence is kind of a pathetic city skyline, granted, but I think it'd still be cool. So I'll think about it. Just for presentation's sake, I will think about it. So let's see. There is a little bit of a area over here for the building blocks, little construction things and stuff. So let's just do this. And that's looking good. I like that. I think I need to throw in some cars. We need some cars in some areas. Let's see. So, administration building-wise, let's see what I can try to do to fit in some stuff here. So in these areas, there are little windows. So maybe I can try to raise these just a little bit, just so that I can fit in some of those things, but I'll have to see. So if I do something like this and then push them in, or something like this maybe. Or I guess that's an issue too, is it, now that both sides are connected. All right, think time. How do I want to get these to look good? I love the train idea. Yeah, I kind of like the train idea too. Like, I hate that I want to build the highway because it seems like overkill. But it would make the background and stuff look a lot nicer, I think. Instead of just the standard, temperate, backdrop and stuff. If you look out and then it's like, oh yeah, look, you can see like the city and stuff, and not just hills. Because at the end of the day, it's a zoo in a city. It's not a, oh look, it's this, meadow in the middle of nowhere and whatever. And so if I did like just some basic terraforming, even if I don't really go crazy. My main concern about the skyline is piece count. No, I don't care about piece count. Harbos thinks 20,000 pieces. I can make a couple of block buildings. That's not an issue at all. Piece count definitely is not an issue at this point. People who download this map, they're going to lag regardless. I don't care how beefy your computer is. I am just letting people know that right now. It is not for weak computers. It is a rather hefty project. So let's try this. Oh, I didn't think of that. So maybe just something like that then? Yeah. So I think if I do something sort of like that, it should be able to be fine. And then let's just literally pull these through. And then do the same over here. Okay, excellent. So now we have some room that we can actually add in some bricks and stuff. Yeah, I'll have to see, because like we're rounding out the end of Roger Williams very soon, and so anything that'll like really up the presentation quality, I think, is sort of what I'm looking into doing. So that it's not just like, oh yeah, look. Because I've been working on this for a year, so if I can get some recognition either from Frontier or the zoo itself or, what have you, that'd be nice. Because I know, like, Just Goron and stuff is, like, being interviewed by his local news station for his project and stuff, and he's only halfway done. So... Now, granted, the Beeksenbergen or whatever, I don't know. I'm not European. But that zoo is obviously much larger, but definitely not going to stop me from trying my hardest here to make everything look nice. So, yep, we could do that, do that, do that, do that. And then we can come around on this side and do it the exact same thing. And then another thing that I'm trying to think about is, yeah, I don't know how it happened. I don't know if he must have like probably been tweeting out the zoo or something, like, because I have mentioned this. I haven't done any marketing to the series outside of my YouTube and stuff since the first episode. The first episode of the series, I tweeted at the zoo. They retweeted me. Really liked it and stuff. If Frontier doesn't recognize you, we'll riot. Yeah, I know, because like I've never actually been recognized by Frontier for anything. The one thing that I was sort of recognized for wasn't the best thing, and it was just Shantae being upset with me making a video about. Frankly, in retrospect, I don't even blame myself. I think that was an absolute mess on their part, and on just a lot of people's parts, like get it with the information. Because basically, there was a lot of news or whatever that was going out or whatever, and so then Drac, who I've worked on for Roger Williams and stuff or whatever, he sent Shantae a message about, hey, we need this, 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 and this. But it was quoted in such a way that it made it seem like Shantae was like acknowledging that we need more animals, we need guest talks, etc. And so I made a video like, oh wow, Frontier's really listening to the fan base and stuff. And she's like, no, this is totally wrong or whatever. I'm willing to like come on your channel to correct some things. Then it does appear that she was really cool with me. She wanted to, like, basically, like, come on for an interview. She was really enjoying everything, or, liking my channel, etc. Then she found out that I did mod content and immediately ghosted me. So, yeah. So, that's sort of where I'm at least, where it's like, okay, well, I was looking forward to having a nice relationship with Frontier. And I still would like that. Like, I don't want modding to be the reason that, I'm blacklisted from their, whatever. Like, from their seen as a community member. Because I think that would just be unfair. I do mod content, but so do your golden children. Like, if Drew and Estan do mod content, if Best in Slot does mod content, if etc., like, all these different people are doing mods now. Spoiler alert, I've talked to Rudy behind the scenes, too. He said he's also going to start mod content once the custom animals come out. And if Rudy does it, he's the closest to them. He is the closest member to Frontier directly. So, if that becomes a thing, that would be kind of hypocritical if it's like, oh yeah, we don't want to talk to the guy that makes the mods, but everyone who, works on them, that's fine. Especially when the, what's it called? Especially when we are likely to have many of the current content creators out there for Planet Zoo jump ship for Prehistoric Kingdom. So people who are loyal to your game, you probably want on your side right now. But that's just my opinion. What am I working on? I'm working on the administration building. I am working on, well, not really the administration building. That's over there. Over there. That's what Haribo made. But I'm working on kind of the surrounding buildings around it. So these are smaller kind of offshoot buildings and stuff on the sides that have some other, things related to them. Like, these are different office buildings and stuff like that. think I like this window. This is a good window. Ooh. And then we just slide it into place. Slide it into place. There we go. Excellent. That's all looking good now. I'm pretty sure Drew and Estan are the Rebel creators. Well, Drew and Estan, yeah. I mean, I'm not even gonna deny that. They've always been a bunch of rebels, but you know, I know Thrive. Like, put it this way: all of the creators that are often associated with the community overall, and not the because basically, let's face it, there's the Koali crowd and then the rest of the community. Because there's the Koali group, which even there's some overlap, like Mike and Eben and stuff. But basically, there's the Koali group with Rudy and Delady, and they're in Sylv and stuff, and they're just kind of off in their own league because they're in the few 100,000 subscriber mark and stuff, and Rudy's at like 50,000 and stuff. Then you have the rest of the creators like me, Estan, Drew, Thrive, Savannah, etc., that are all kind of friends and stuff, and Eben, Zeke, and like you can, the list goes on, and we're all friends and stuff, and so we're the kind of smaller creators in that regard, and so I at least talk to those creators and stuff, and so I know none of them have issues with mods, and the minute that Frontier gives them the AOK, that's it. Like, and the other thing is, no one is loyal to this game, seemingly other than me and Thrive. Like, everyone else is, like, they enjoy the zoo game, but they're waiting for either JWE or PK, JWE2, or Planet Coaster 2. Like, that's what they're all looking forward to. They could care less about, oh, look, we could be getting an Asia pack soon. Isn't that exciting, crowd? It's like, nah, they don't care. But, I intend on still making zoo content, so, if everyone else wants to leave for Prehistoric Kingdom, that's, their choice. I at least, though, will be continuing to work on Planet Zoo. Just because I definitely disagree with the logic of, oh, well, your channel gets stagnant if you only, work on one content, because I think what people are forgetting is, if every one of the Planet Zoo creators leaves for Prehistoric Kingdom, there's going to be a void for Planet Zoo content in particular that is going to need to be met. And so, in that regard, you might want to still keep that, going, because not everyone's into dinosaurs, and so even if it has a better build system and whatever, which I'm still waiting to see, because other than a couple of gifts and stuff. But I'm going to be sticking with Planet Zoo. That's my baby. I see the future in Planet Zoo with modding. I don't really see the future of, oh, we're going to do Prehistoric Kingdom just because it has scaling. Like, I didn't see that appeal. I want to check the game out. I'll definitely play the game, but zoos are my baby. Like, I like zoo games, so. And I think Crocs was like saying it yesterday. He was showing me, exactly. You'll have a monopoly. Well, it's not even a monopoly. It's like whoever's left. Because if every one of the Planet Zoo creators goes and makes PK content, who the hell is going to, be left to kind of, feed that Planet Zoo content? Because I know that was a major issue with Planet Coaster, is who, after everyone left to go to Planet Zoo, there's a bunch of people that don't care about zoos, and they were like, well, what the hell? Like, we're theme park nerds. Where the hell's our theme park stuff? And so a lot of the smaller Planet Coaster creators dominated, because they just went, well, shit, we'll just make more coaster content. And I just see the same happening for Planet Zoo. Like, there's just no reason that you would assume that people are going to be just loyal to hopping games with creators. Because, especially if you're sick of the game. Like, if you don't really like something like Prehistoric Kingdom to begin with, why do you think, like, your fans would follow you if they're like, oh my god, I can't go to this creator, I can't go to this creator. They're all on Prehistoric Kingdom. Can't one of them just play Planet Zoo for once? And like, yeah, that's going to leave a niche that needs to be like, fulfilled. And I definitely think that we're going to be seeing it a lot more with new, what's it called? When we get more, was I gonna say animal? Oh yeah, like new zoo games and stuff. Like, if you're just someone who constantly bounces between games, if you do genuinely like zoo games, you're gonna miss out on stuff like Simply Zoo and stuff, just because you're trying to feed, a constant nomadic game hopping, idea. Because, yeah, I'm interested in Simply Zoo. I know a lot of other creators aren't, but I'm definitely interested. Though I am upset that they're missing water in the base game. That's kind of a blunder, in my opinion. I personally don't use mods because of replacement, but I still love the videos. I'm going to get the thylacine. Yeah, I will be doing a tutorial on how to get it and stuff. It should be very simple. When Jesse makes the mod, it'll be the easiest mod to install ever. All you'll do is navigate to your content folder, and that's it, and drop in the file. There's no replacing, there's no deleting anything, there's no weird making a backup. It's literally a drag and drop system. And they shouldn't break with updates, so you shouldn't need updates or anything to get them to work. So that's going to be really awesome. But I'd just like to know how to download a non-replacement mod. Yeah, so literally it won't even be that. It'll literally just be you go to your content or a content folder where like all the DLCs are, and it'll be treated like a DLC that you're just manually putting in. You're just going to drop it in, and that's it. It's super simple. Or it should be. Again, I don't want to make any promises because it's, technically not done yet, but if it's anything like JWE, which it should be 99% of the way from what I've talked to Inaki and Hendrix and Jesse about, it should be as simple as just dragging it into your Content 0 folder. Or I keep saying Content 0, your content folder. So that looks good. That looks good. I'm trying to find a way to like make this more visually interesting, even if it means like taking some creative liberties. Just because like just right now it's just not. I'm not getting a like, oh, this is a cool detailed building. It just kind of looks like a stretch of brick, which is what it is objectively, but. I think it'd be nice just to get some kind of interest in here. I think that might come in the form of trim on the sides of the building, to be honest. So that's all fine, that's all fine. Okay. So let's do that then. Let's add some trim to the sides of the brick so that it's different. CG Trader, trying to get me to buy more models. Because basically, for those who didn't know, I didn't make the parrot from scratch. I bought a $3 parrot model that was objectively pretty bad looking off CG Trader, and then I just modified it to look better because it was looking kind of funky. It was not a very good parrot. But I needed it just for the wings, because I had no issue modeling the actual parrot, but the wings were going to be a pain, so that's why I bought the model. But let's do this. So if I do that, again, we're just doing little things just to try to make the building just slightly better looking. So even if it's just kind of outlining the base with a little bit of a trim. this will go a long way in making the building feel a lot better. Do you guys think that would be a good idea if I threw some cars back here? Just for some visual interest and stuff. Because I think it could go a long way in making it look nicer. And out of my meeting. Well, hello, Leaf. Welcome. We are still working on the kind of backstage of the administration building. Or administration section. It's not really the administration building in particular. But we're working on the section right now. And just trying to get some of these backstage buildings looking nice. Let's see. Sure, why not? Yeah, exactly. Why not? I need to like go on Bronation and like just ask like all of the people that like are like perfect at backstage stuff to be like, okay, so what do I need to like make a backstage area look legit? This is just a bunch of administration buildings. It's nothing super crazy or anything, but I want it to look nice. What do I need to throw in here? A dumpster, some gutters everywhere, because you gotta have gutters. That is funny that, like, for Frontier usually not really having much backstage stuff, they did put a lot of, like, random backstage stuff, like vents and gutters into the, like, set, even though, like, you know, they never seem to use them themselves, like, whenever they're, like, showcasing maps and stuff. Or, not showcasing, like, building maps to be shown off in DLCs. But Bronation loves them. Like, Bronation loves gutter pieces and doodads and light fixtures and stuff like that. Between the Planet Zoo bracket, the gutter, and now the font pieces. Like, those are like the horsemen of Zoo realistic building. That and Drac really likes the little like brick trim piece. It's like a little like little like pointy bit. He makes all his statues out of it. Get your mind out of the gutters. Or into the gutters, yeah. I do think I want to throw in a dumpster back here, though. Because I'm gonna literally, like, since I keep calling it a strip mall, I'm just gonna literally kind of think about what the local strip mall next to my town has, or like, you know, it's like next to my Walmart or whatever, where they have dumpsters out back and stuff like that and whatever. So let's add some doors. I'm kind of fine with these using the classic doors. I think it actually looks pretty good that way. Yeah, that looks good. And now we just need like some kind of extra detailing. I don't know what yet, but I'm trying to think. While I'm thinking of that, I'll throw in the dumpster. Dumpster, where yet? Where yet? There it is. Planet Dump. I didn't realize that was on there. I always change it, but like, that is kind of funny that it's called Planet Dump. And then we'll have one open. Give it a second to load. Alright, cars. What do we got for cars that I could throw in here? Sedans. Maybe someone has a sedan, I don't know. At the Bronx Zoo, our administration building's very old, and I believe... Well, because isn't the Bronx Zoo administration building's not even an administration building, right? It's like the old monkey house. Unless you're talking about the original administration building, which is across from the... what's it called? Where the hell is it? The Seabird Aviary. Yeah, I know exactly, Leaf. That's what I was like, what the hell? Like, if you actually check the cobblestones and stuff on the decal, he actually did, like, go 1-to-1 on one side and, like, get the colors and stuff that way. So let's see. Sedan or S10. So let's just quickly throw in. So that car's fine. Maybe there's a truck out back. I think I downloaded a truck the other day off the workshop. If there's one thing I do appreciate that people have made for Planet Zoo, it is the trucks. Trucks and cars, because they are definitely extremely, extremely useful to use. So let's just put that over here. Let's get rid of the food symbol. I'm not really crazy about it. And then there can be another car over here. Trucks. There we go. So there's a couple of little cars and stuff, you know, sprinkled throughout. Ooh, okay. So over in this area, there's like a little shed. So let's try to make that really quick. And then I just kind of want to start getting some of the cars and stuff in place. So we'll use the wood stained, or stained wood, sorry. So stained wood, we'll get this little shed working out. And then I need to think about what kind of power plant generator looking thing this is, because I have no idea. It's definitely something though. So let's see, we'll throw in a roof over here. Let's see, what do I want? What do I want? Yeah, corrugated. Yeah, that's fine. Corrugated plaster. And then we have to move you inward because I messed up. The game didn't like what I did. So, yeah. Or do I want it double wide? I'm wondering if I want this to be double wide. I think I might. So in that case, I want to use this door. And then make it like a box like this instead. And then we use these pieces. Which makes more sense, I'd say. I think this looks a lot more like a shed that you would find in like a, you know, maintenance area or something like that than what I had before. Where's the roof? Why is it only 4 meter? 1 meter? There we go. And then we could use my new favorite thing, which is the animal door. I've been using that a lot lately. Just, you know, put it in. Which I don't know if the animal door was meant for this, but it definitely works really well if you ever wanted to do something like that. Definitely recommend it for stuff like that. Those little decals. Font. Let's see. We need to add a little. There's like a little circle over here. 3D full stop, but I want a big one. I don't know what this is on the door, but it's something, so we're just gonna put it in. There we go. It's just something on the shed. So there is some kind of contraption over here. I have no clue what it is. And if you wanted to see giant gutters, you came to the right place, because we're going to be making giant gutters. Maybe this size? Yeah, that's about right. So we're going to use this piece, and we're going to make a giant gutter that stretches all the way down the building. I don't know why. Cuboid. Primitive cuboid. Interesting name. So, let's see. Do I want it one smaller? I think I do. Yeah. Alright. Because it needs to connect up to like a generator looking thing. Do we have a little cube somewhere? Because I need to cuboid, or as I call them, squares. Yeah, exactly. This is just what, like, Frontier has such a weird way of naming stuff. I want to, like, see who the hell decided half of, like, their names, because, like, I don't understand them. Oh, yeah, so what do we call bathrooms? Toilet block. No. I'd accept restroom, I'd accept bathroom, I'd accept any number of things. Toilet is not what I look up. Toilet is like what I would think of if I wanted to make a custom bathroom and I needed a toilet prop. But, you know, very rare that I would want that. So let's see if I do this now. So if anyone's wondering what I'm doing, it's this complicated, like, pipe that kind of connects off the side of the building. Like I said, I think it's to pump in heat. into the actual interior of the building, but that's just what I'm working on right now. So let's see if I'm trying to line it up correct. There we go. And I just lost it. There we go. So then we can just do this. And then this. And it just connects all the way down. And then, right before the bottom, there's a tilt. Just like so. And then this does this. So like I said, it's just like a big gutter, basically. Or at least that's what it looks like. And then that connects into some kind of thing that we're going to have to build. So let's just select all that, split it from group, move it. The game does not like this area of the map at all, I will say that. It is chugging. Alright, so what kind of facilities could I throw in here? Transformer is an option. It's not going to like it because of the pathing, but... Or maybe it doesn't care. Oh, it does care. Of course it does. I was like, wait, does it not care? But no, it cares. That would have been really weird if it didn't. If it was just like, who cares? It's a path. Recently got to go to the Bronx Zoo and took reference photos till my phone died. So I should start on the actual after. Yeah. Like I said, I've wanted to, you know, do a recreation of the Bronx Zoo if possible. It's just, it's too big to do alone. A lot of people have done them. I've seen a few attempts on the workshop. They are not good. None of them really do the zoo justice. So, I just wish there was, like, you know, more big creators out there and stuff that, you know, I know are really good at building and stuff that would be willing to do it with me, but it's just really impractical because a lot of the biggest builders out there are European. So, like, I doubt they would ever even have been to the Bronx Zoo. They've probably heard of it, but probably have never been to it. But yeah, definitely one of my favorite zoos. So, fan. I need, like, those... What's that, like, back... What do they consider that? The Planet Zoo set? Theme, Planet Zoo. I know there's, like, a whole bunch of, like, stupid stuff, like... Yeah, like over here. Air conditioner and stuff. Because, yeah, I guess you could say this is an air conditioning unit of sorts. So we'll just put in 6 of these. And then 1 up top, and then that'll be good. What do you think the next Planet Zoo pack is? What it's going to be is probably Asia, just based off of what we saw with the leak. What I would like it to be is Africa, which I'm guessing is probably what we'll get in summer. I'd like it to be a European pack. I question if we'll ever see a European pack myself. There's just not enough European animals to justify it. So it would really be like kind of scraping the bottom of the barrel. It'd be like, Iberian lynx, and then like that's it. The rest are just kind of discount North American animals. Whoa. Are people kind of sleeping on the electric switch? I don't think anyone ever uses that, but that's a very tiny item. I would very much say people should look into that. That piece is very small. I wish more people did more recreation. Yeah, like I wish, there was a bigger, especially American zoos. Because I see a lot where people just kind of be like, I'm going to start my local zoo. They do 2 episodes and then give up. And then it's like, okay, well, because it'd be cool if it was just like this global community of a bunch of like zoo people that were able to just kind of hop around to different, zoos and then be like, oh yeah, have you seen this person's zoo? Oh yeah, I live over there. Maybe I'll check it out someday. Because it'd just be cool. Especially like, and I totally understand why it's a lot harder for people to do large zoos. I would never expect, it to be a regular thing like, oh yeah, let's do San Diego or something. Because that's ridiculous. San Diego's way too massive to practically do, especially if you're alone. Like, if you're just a single person or whatever, you'd be a madman if you tried to attempt something like San Diego or Columbus or something like that. But, zoos like Roger Williams are very much doable. And, like, obviously I've been doing it for a year, and so it takes a while. But the other thing is you have to consider that I also make content where usually I am kind of... It takes me longer to create stuff because I have to edit videos and stuff. If I really, like, tried and like did everything, all at once, I probably could have gotten Roger Williams done 6-7 months ago. It's just, I've just been working like a madman. I wish they made a small animal pack, mammal pack for exhibits, like chinchillas and stuff. Yeah, we were talking about that the other day with me and some of my friends. We were like, will we ever see something like a what did we like naked mole rats or something? And according to Frontier themselves, they said we're not. They, for some reason, they are very anti-mammals in exhibits. For some, I don't know why. Like, I don't know why a naked mole rat or a gerbil or a jerboa or something would somehow be more weird than a Goliath toad or something. I don't understand their logic is the only thing. So let's see. So that's looking good. I don't know if I like the plaster though. That was the only thing I was debating. If you guys saw me like looking at it and be like, oh well, because I'm trying to find something that looks good, that barely has any texture. Because I'm thinking I might just use primitive pieces, but I'll have to see. Yeah, I think primitive pieces is the way to go. It just looks the best. At least for like these bigger, blocky buildings and stuff. And then I want to cover up this little messy bit I did with the terrain. So we'll just raise that roughly that way, and then we'll just kind of extend this a little bit. And then I will figure out what I want to do with the dividers. Because there's like dividers that kind of split this into something. I don't really know what, but it is something that, you know, it's some kind of contraption that, you know, the backstage buildings use. I don't know if it's a power source or what. It's just some big block. And then we can change the angle. How about an aviary pack? Aviary I could definitely get behind. What's up, Lazy Otter? How you doing? And Polar Bear, for that matter. We are just continuing where we were earlier. Just trying to get this backstage area looking good. I can't get this angle right. I'm trying to get the angle right. It's just not working out. There we go. So something like that. And then let me clean up this area, because this is annoying me. It's just ugly. It's ugly and I don't like it. So let's see. If I just get rid of the dirt. I'm even fine making it kind of like a hole and then just kind of covering it up with the wood. So if I do something like this, and I'll have to see on the other side how it looks. Because this might disturb the other side of the wall. Like right now, it looks fine, but it could disrupt it. Though I could probably just move the wall too a little bit if I need to. So let's just do this for now. Make just a big wall. And then now we can try to cover that up. Oh, not what I wanted. Misplaced it. Just poke a hole there, and poke a hole there, and there. And yeah, I'm fine with that. That's looking good, looking good. I really want to try and recreate London Zoo, but it's so big. Yeah, like that is kind of the shame, is if your local zoo is really, really big, it's a lot more difficult to do than something like Roger Williams, which is like kind of a more compact zoo. It's still a big zoo, but it's not, you know, super insane. Like, it's definitely more of a medium-sized zoo, which is definitely a lot more manageable for, you know, people to do, but let's see. So if I do this, we're getting kind of the thing that I was talking about, just the dividers. And then it looks like there's just two kind of smaller long strips. I wish I knew what this was. Like I said, if anyone has any clue what this could be, let me know, because I'm curious. Like, if it just reminds you of anything, if you're like, oh, well, it could be something like this thing, because I really want to know. So leave your theories on what this could be. It's definitely some kind of industrial building, though. Alright, let's see. Nodo L. Gonna take a, what, yeah. Taking a play out of Haribo here. I'm gonna see if this is gonna work. Which it looks like it will. Use the L block. Definitely an interesting choice. But maybe it's just because it's missing texture. Like, if that's the reason he used it. Because it's just, like, literally just blank. It's whatever color you want. With nothing really else added. So that could have been the reason. Certainly works, though. It's not bad. Certainly don't mind using it. A freezer for Rush Williams' frozen head. Yeah, it's like Disney World. It's like Disney World. It's just, you know, with Roger Williams. Betsy Ross is also hanging out in this area. This is where Roger Williams' head is, and then Betsy Ross's head is over in the botanical garden. Let's see. I'm getting quiet because I'm in my focus mode. The Beeks and Birken Safari is the biggest zoo in the Blech. I wish I understood any, like, you know, I can't pronounce anything, like, that's remotely foreign. Except Italian. If anyone was, like, giving me, like, some random Italian thing or whatever, I'd pronounce it perfectly. But it appears that there's just a lot of Scandinavian and Dutch in the Planet Zoo community. There's some Netherlands, a couple of Germans, and then a lot of, like, Norwegians and Danish, from what I've found. And then, obviously, the rest are either British or American. And we have a handful of Australians. No big Australian creators, though. So, let's see. Is there, like, some sort of RV or something I can grab off the workshop? To the workshop. Field trip time. I'm stealing that from Drew. Grab your field trip buddy, everyone. Everyone have their field trip, buddy? We're going to the workshop. We're going to try to find something. Let's see. RV. Or trailer, I guess. Is that what I would want to call it? Livestock trailer. That's an option. Mi piacciono le lontre. I like the otters. RV. I don't mind this one. I kind of like this trailer. It's like literally like a weird trailer. Recreation of the Brookfield Zoo. San would be all over that. My buddy San literally, like, all he raves about is either Brookfield or what's the other one that he always talks about where he lives locally now? Brandywine. So yeah, I kind of like this actually. So we'll put this over here. It's crazy what's happening with the texture. It is a really crazy... What did he use? That's really weird looking. That's nuts. What is that piece? Is that just glass or like New World wall decoration? That looks really cool. I really like that color. Let's see. So sono I migliori. I remember as a little story time of when I went to Rome. I was looking to go to the Roman Zoo, and now when I, over the years, like I took like a lot of classes in Italian and stuff, and we were always taught whenever it was like it's lo zoo, like you would go to like the zoo is lo zoo. So I'm on a bus in Rome, right? And this is like a day before like I had my tour and stuff, so it's just me and my aunt, and we're on the Roman subway or bus, I guess. And we're on a bus like going around the city, and we're looking for the Roman Zoo. So we're trying to get off at the right bus stop, and I guess I just missed the actual exit or whatever that the stop we were supposed to take. So we basically did the entire circuit, and then the bus driver at the end is like, where are you guys going? Like, where are you supposed to go? And but he's obviously like asking like in Italian and stuff. And so I'm using my Italian. I'm like, we need to go to Lozo, Lozo, and he's like, Zo? Like he didn't know what he was talking about. And I'm like, Lozo? Okay, okay, what que Lozo? No, I'm not understanding. And then literally I'm like gli animali, elefante, giraffe, leone, oh lo zoo, bioparco di Roma. And I'm like, oh sì sì le bioparco di Roma. And then he's like, oh yeah. And then like then like he gave me the instruction. And so there was another person who on the bus with us, and he spoke fluent English or whatever. And so he was like, okay, yeah, so you know, inglés, sí, sí. And he's like, okay, so you want to go to the zoo, correct? Yes. Okay, yeah, you go to this stop, whatever. And so, like, you know, it was a good thing we had that clarification, because it was funny how no one in Italy calls it lo zoo. So what's funny is we call it the zoo, right? But they call it Bioparco. So it would kind of be the equivalent if, and this is the best analogy I could have, if someone came to the United States from Italy, and they were like coming around, like asking around, like, I want to go to the biological park. Where is the biological park? No, people would think you're crazy. They'd be like, what the hell's a biological park? And then if they went, you know, the biological park with elephants and lions and giraffes, you mean a zoo? like that would be the equivalent. Is like, it was just the opposite of what actually happened. It was just really funny. So yeah, like, you know, he's saying, you know, oh, you mean like the Bioparco, and I'm just like, oh yeah, like, you know, I'm thinking, because again, we were always told that the translation is Lozo for zoo, but yeah, no one in Italy calls it a zoo. Apparently, they call it a biological park, which makes sense because the majority of actual like parts of Italy and stuff, like their zoos aren't really just zoos. They're usually zoos and botanical gardens combined, which is sort of true in America, but we don't really put too much of an emphasis on the you know, the flower gardens and stuff in our zoos. But you know, it was just a funny situation. When I first lived with my host family in Spain, I told my host mother I had to wash my meat when I was trying to say I need to go shower. That's really funny, actually. So let me just quickly do this little building. And what time is it? Because I am getting somewhat tired. Yeah, it makes sense. 10 minutes to end of stream. I don't know what. Is that like a thing where, like, you know, I just... Do other streamers have that where it's like you have a 2-hour time cap and then you're like, yep, that's it. That's all I can handle. Because, like, I always seem to hit that where it's like once I'm at, like, the, like, hour 50 mark or whatever is usually, like, when I start getting, like, you know, like, yeah, we're working, whatever. Let's see, what kind of backstage things can I have? I'm trying to think of, like, what kind of props and stuff you would find in, like, a backstage area. Let's see. Planet Zoo, single door. We'll throw that in. Boop. There we go. Because I think we made a decent amount of progress for what I wanted. I do want to throw in another trailer, though, like over here. Planet Biological Park. Yeah. Anyone want to play Planet Biological Park? I'd love to go back to Italy, like when I get the chance. It was just that was just like a really funny experience, though. Do you not have Carlos's backstage pack? I don't. I could probably download it right now. I don't know what he has in it, though. That's the only thing. Because no, I don't. Backstage pack. What's it called? Backstage pack V2. I mean, yeah, but this isn't really... Because I don't need, like, animal transport. I mean, this is useful. I want to download that golf cart for sure. Yeah, Missoula is yada yada yada. Does he just have the transport pack? Is that it? Because, like, the transport pack is somewhat useful, but, like... Okay, here we go. Backstage pack. This might be what... Well, I don't know if this would be that... I mean, I'll download it. I'm not sure if any of this is going to be that useful to me, though. Because I'll check it out. Maybe the wheelbarrow or something, but... what do we got? I do want to throw in some golf carts, though. Golf cart was very useful. Cheap-ass Polaris. That's one way to call it. Okay. Sure. I like how it looks like a movie lot or something. Now what else is there in this pack? Backstage stuff. What do you got for backstage stuff? Is it just me, or does it feel like I want to go everywhere after COVID? Yes, like, and that's the other issue is, like, after COVID, right, everyone's going to have the same idea, so everyone's going to want to go on vacation at the same time, and so you're going to still be inclined to not go on vacation for a while, because there's just going to be so many people that, you know, are going to want to do stuff. Because, yeah, I'd love to go. I mean, like, the big things that, like, I wanted to go to, I think, are still within reason. Julie and I just wanted to go to New York and DC. Now, DC might be a little bit challenging during, like, Biden's first 100 days and stuff, but afterward, I don't think it's that crazy. Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think any of that's going to really help me. Because what I'm looking for probably really wouldn't exist anywhere. Like, little vehicle, you know, things and machines and whatever. But I definitely think we definitely made a dent. How's this all looking from the front? Look at that building. That's such a good looking building. I'm checking my sight lines to see if everything's looking good from, like, the other perspectives. Because from back here, you should be able to see those backstage buildings as well. Okay, well, we're going crazy. But through here... Oh, it's a little... I mean, I added too much brush or whatever. But usually, like, from here, you'd be able to, like, see... Yeah. Well, you probably shouldn't see that. See, that's not correct. Through here, you shouldn't be able to see that building. You should see something closer to this. But this is just an issue of... So from that perspective, you should see something that looks more like this or something. But that's just the issue of, like, my building and stuff being out of place. And I still want to just finish up the wetlands trail and stuff, but we are definitely getting close to the end of the zoo. I just have to finish up Face of the Rainforest, do the wetlands trail, and we're good. Well, and the Tropical America building, of course. It does look really good, though. So, oh yeah, I'm thinking of doing the train track that goes along here, and then up here I'll do kind of a simulated I-95. Just because I have the space to do so. Just to kind of, like, fill out everything and make it look nice. But I'll have to see. I'll have to see if I'm up for it. I guess because I'm pretty happy with like the progress we made on the backstage. We got all the buildings done and stuff. I still might want to make this area look a little bit nicer to make it more consistent. But tell you what, I'm gonna save up the zoo for now. Big blue bug went. Yeah, like I was thinking of like maybe doing that. If I do 95, I think I will do the big blue bug and just put it like, you know, off in the side. Cause yeah, it is a pretty iconic thing. And I think it would be funny. Big blue bug went. And I have to, and then just like the actual like holidays, I have to like decorate it like where like it'll be like drinking the awful or dressed as Rudolph or whatever during Christmas. So, tell you what, I am going to show off my new mods since I didn't really do it at the beginning of the stream, but I'll showcase the brand new baby rhino, male rhino, female, the Malayan tapir if you didn't see it, the Wizen if you haven't seen it. Just so that you guys can like, you know, check those out. Just because we have a few minutes left on the stream and I just want to go until an even 3 o'clock. But yeah, so thank you all, of course, for you know, sticking around with this stream. And I'd like to take this time to thank all of my Lion Rider members. So I'd like to thank Shadow Wolf, Jader TV, Sawdust Dioramas, Beyond Drew, Genevieve, Totter, Leaf as always. Mark, Vicky, and Andy, thank you all for being very supportive of the members. And you too could become a member at my YouTube link. If you just hit the join button, you can join the stream. You get a bunch of perks. You get the emojis that you can use in my chats. You get early access to mods and exclusive content to videos. And if you are so generous and you would like a custom mod made, you can donate to the $20 Lion Rider King tier, and I will make you a mod of whatever the hell you want. So that's my little plugging and, you know, paying bills, you know, thing. But, you know, consider becoming a member. So, like I said, we are just going to quickly, well, if it loads quick enough or whatever, I want to just show off the Wizen, Malayan tapir, and the rhinos. And the grizzly bear mod. I don't know if anyone saw that. That was another commission I had. Someone, originally they were like, I can't really afford the $20, but I really want a grizzly bear. And so I was like, listen, I like the idea of a taxidermy grizzly bear as well. So I'll tell you what, I am willing to make an exception for you. And I made the mod for only $5, just because I did like the idea of the mod, because most I will admit this, most commissions that I've done like are definitely perfect commission examples because they are stuff that I wouldn't have made otherwise, with the exception of Leaf's Proboscis Monkey. I did enjoy making that one. But the Blue Roan Mustang and the Syrian Brown Bear that I just made recently, which I could also show that off. I showed it briefly on my modding or on my Discord, but I want to, you know, showcase that. What is taking so long to load? So imagine if I tried loading Roger Williams, like if it's taking this long just to load in my test. Because my test scene literally has nothing but a bunch of rhinos spammed down right now. Just because I was trying to get everything to look right for the, I was trying to get the male, female, and baby images all set. I'm almost debating if it's easier just like closing Planet Zoo and reopening. Because I don't know why it's taking this long. Yeah, I think I might do that. Just because it's taking me way too long. I'm going to close Planet Zoo and I'm going to just reopen it in the actual map. Ugh. I am getting tired, though. I had, like, crazy dreams last night. It was really weird. anyone else have these issues where like Planet Zoo is so laggy sometimes that you literally can't even like close it without it lagging? Like, look, I just opened up. I struggled to open my task manager. I just hit end task, and Planet Zoo still won't close. There we go. All right. So let's try this now. Oh, Carlos G is a cyberpunk profile. That's not going to age well. All right. Let's see. And then this is another issue I often have is like if you stop running Planet Zoo, it like Steam won't load. It'll still think that it's running, and so like it'll just say stop. All right, Steam is loading it again. I need to get those nice transitions that Drew has. I need to ask my buddy Tyler. Which, speaking of Tyler, I want to thank him. I finally got the theme song for Wildcard. So he is working to get that working and synced up with my intro for the series. But hopefully we can start doing some Wildcard live streams soon. So that should be exciting. And if anyone wasn't here earlier, I also want to shout out, if anyone wants to continue watching Atlas Park, Stan Wolf is going to have the park this weekend, so he's going to be live streaming it on Saturday and making some cool stuff on the project. So if anyone wants to see some more Atlas Park, he'll have the he'll have it on his channel, and we'll be streaming it on Saturday, probably before he's going to be playing Lord of the Rings right afterward. So it'll probably be like a mid-afternoon stream, and then I think him and Drew are going to be streaming it later in the night. So we are going to try to get this loaded, and then I will end the stream, and we will have a jolly good time. That's what British people say, right? 700 and almost 60 hours in Planet Zoo, which I think is still rather light compared to other people. Estan is going to have a waterfall count in Atlas Park. Oh, you have not... I mean, put it this, Atlas Park already has 6 waterfalls in it already, and the concept art he showed is all waterfall. So, there will definitely be a lot of waterfalls in Atlas Park by the end. Especially with, like I know that I want to add some more waterfalls to the Greek area when we get to it, so guaranteed, yeah, we're gonna have a lot of waterfalls. But yeah, the concept art he has is very, very much high fantasy looking, and it's literally like a fjord on a giant waterfall, so definitely a good, kicking off point for him to check it out. So, what the heck? I just need Planet Zoo to load already. It's just taking too long. I don't know if it's because I'm streaming. That could be the reason, but... Planet Zoo just takes forever sometimes. It's really frustrating. So, let's see. Hold on. So, welcome, my zoos, Black Bear test. Ignore the fact that it says Black Bear. Fun fact, by the way. So anyone who saw last stream on Tuesday with Atlas Park, they saw that I had like a fortress in the background of the Fenrir exhibit. That's been removed. I found a really cool giant serpent skeleton on the workshop that I wanted to use as the world serpent for the Norse area. So I kind of wanted to have it so that it's like something like the world serpent fighting something else in the background of the Fenrir exhibit. So I didn't know if I wanted it to be fighting a statue of Thor, if I wanted it to be fighting like a frost giant or something. But it's definitely set up in a way right now so that it's going to be like just 2 giant statues in the Norse area that are going to be like fighting, and it looks really cool. So I am very excited about that. I'll just have to see, because I had 2 ideas. Either the world serpent is attacking a village that I'll have Estan make, or the second idea was, like I said, it's going to be a God, look at all the poop everywhere. Let me grab a keeper quick, because it's really gross showcasing my mods off like this. But there we go. But yeah, here is my whole black rhino family. So this is the female, or is this the male? No, this is the male. So this is the male. They all have this issue with their leg. There's really no way around it. It's just the fact of like the Indian rhino has this leg deformation because of the armor plating. But this is the male. So it looks like a male rhino. No, I don't feed any of my rhinos, so they're all starving and they're all dehydrated. Here's the baby rhino. He's a cutie. I made his eyes all big. So the normal Indian rhino baby has these kind of like squinted eyes. I made them really big and stuff. So he's a cute little baby rhino, and that's his little profile picture. And this is the female, which I've shown off in the past. Yeah, so this is the whole black rhino family. So hopefully this will be a full mod that you can download very soon with, you know, custom icons and yada yada yada. But let's just show off some of the other mods I've, you know, had since last stream. So first off, I'm gonna pull up the Malayan tapir mod. So this is the Malayan tapir. It looks exactly like you would expect. It's just a Beard's tapir, but black and white. So I kind of showed off a way to make a mod like this very early into my modding career and stuff. But this is just a better version. The texture is a lot better. It's a lot blacker and a lot whiter and stuff. So that's the Malayan tapir. Nothing super crazy over there. And if you want to talk about something even less crazy, this is where I literally need to get a male, or a bison and a wisent to put them next to each other to verify that I did change some stuff. Because otherwise it would literally just look like a bison. So this is a wisent. So it looks, at first it just looks like a bison, right? But as you can see, there's more of a yellowish tan color on the head. It's a lot fluffier in the kind of like leg area and stuff. The back is a little bit more pronounced and different, and then the nose is different. And so are the ears. And the horns are more curved. So let's pull up a normal bison as reference. So this is the bison. So as you can see, horns are a lot more straight. Horns are a lot more curved. This area is brown. This area is yellow. The overall shape of the head, pretty different. I added this little fur patch underneath just because to distinguish it too, because I thought that just makes it look better. But yes, for all intents and purposes, it looks like a bison. But that makes sense because that's what a wisent is. It just looks like a bison. But like I said, if I put them next to each other, you can definitely tell they are different. These are situations, this is like and it's also a darker color and more reddish and stuff. This is a situation where, like, if Frontier made this as an animal, people would have been like, this is a clone. But that's sort of the idea. But yeah, so that was a very quick mod just because I knew that, yeah, it wisents just look like bison. That's just kind of the reality. So, speaking of clones, let's jump over to our next animal that, like I said, this is a commission. I technically didn't get the donation for it yet, but I trust the person to deliver. So this is my version of the Syrian brown bear. Originally, I was very... I wasn't sure if I was going to make this mod because I know there's already a Syrian brown bear on the workshop, but the person really wanted me to make it, so this is my version of the Syrian brown bear. So it's basically, it's got like these kind of dark patches on the eyes, and it's a much lighter colored bear, and it's a lot fluffier with different kind of ear shapes and leg shapes and stuff. So it's pretty distinctly different from any of the other bears in the game. And I think it looks pretty good. I know a lot of people were complaining that the other person's Syrian brown bear was too white. So I kind of like tried to make that, you know, very apparent, where it's a light colored bear, of course, but it's a lot more, you know, it's got a lot more color variety. There's some yellow in there. There's some red in there. There is white patches and stuff, as you can see, but overall it's just kind of a much, you know, different looking bear. So, and yes, Silver Fox is right. He did spy my voodoo hut, which, like I said, I don't know if this will ever actually make it into Beyond Wolf or not. But it was definitely a fun build. I still really like this building. I even had it so that where it says voodoo right now, I had it so that you could literally replace it with anyone's name. So you could call this, like, you know, a Leaf's voodoo or something, no issue. So the signs are totally editable. I named this Black Marsh because I didn't know what he was going to name the Dark Swamp Village yet. But I thought it was really cool because I really like this. I made like a little custom book with individual pages. This was probably the coolest part, is I made an individual page with like stuff on it, which I don't think anyone has. I don't think anyone's made a book of individual pages and stuff. But yeah, I just really like the color scheme and stuff I went for. And I wanted to like throw some like chickens or something in like these coops back here because I thought it looked cool. And I really like the mask I did. The mask looks cool. But, you know, hopefully that'll, you know, make it in, but I don't know. I can't verify if it will or not. But I believe that's it. I don't think I have any other mods I haven't already shown off in the past. I'm just trying to quickly go through to see if any ring a bell. For the most part, though, yeah, that's what I've been working on, is those mods and stuff. And then I guess I could show off the Fenrir for anyone who hasn't already seen that. So if you missed last stream or whatever and you wanted to check out the Fenrir, I can show that off. Where is the Arctic Wolf? So we will spawn in a normal wolf and then a Fenrir. So this is going to be a small Fenrir because it's only a size 42, but you'll get the idea. So here's a normal wolf, you know. Okay, there's a normal wolf. That's cool, whatever. And then here's the big boy. Yeah. So this is Fenrir. And yeah, he is a big boy. He's about the size of an African elephant, approximately. And yeah, he would destroy anything. His texturing's a little off on this version, though. I think whatever the color variation is on this specific skin is kind of making the lava and stuff not nearly as prominent. But definitely looks really cool. So I really, like, this is one of the coolest mods. I really like the lava. The lava, like, you know, in, like, the skin and stuff just looks so cool. Like, this was, like, one of the reasons why I really like the idea of Atlas Park, was just because you get to make cool shit like this, like, versus, you know, not that, like, Syrian brown bears and black rhinos and stuff aren't cool, but, you know, obviously that's real cool. But, alas, I think I am going to head off for the day. So, thank you all for joining me as always. And I will see you... May stream this weekend. Don't hold me to it. May stream this weekend. I'll let you know on my Discord. And obviously, you know, you can see it on YouTube and stuff. If I choose to go live. But, if not... I will see you on my normal time on Tuesday, and I will see you then. So thank you all for coming, and have a good rest of your day. Bye, everyone.